We were migrating our disaster recovery copy to the cloud for this project. And you've probably seen something like this, and maybe it's why you're in this talk. We were running out of capacity, and the conversations you're all having are like, hey, are we going to add another node to this cluster? Are we going to be able to add nodes fast enough as life continues on? And we got to the point in the conversation where we decided, hey, this is a good time to move this data set to the cloud, more flexible, more scalable, all the things you're all talking about all week. For us, one problem though, we were dealing with 1.6 petabytes, which is more 1.6 of anything than I'm really able to scope in my mind. I just can't think logarithmically that big. It's enormous. So obviously this presents a little bit of an accounting challenge, keeping track of what's on-prem and what's in the cloud. So to illustrate this, let's talk about huge numbers just for 1 second. At Imagineering, we spend a lot of time framing our conversations around our guests and getting them on rides. So let's pretend that re:Invent is a theme park. And last year, I'm told, there was something like 43,000 guests. So if all 43,000 guests wanted to take a ride on the WDI DataSync, we could have synced you all 26 billion times, which is enormous. The point here is this is quite a lot of bytes to keep track of in an organized fashion. Not to mention, there's differences in the file system around volumes. Not all bytes are created equally. Some sections that have the same amount of data are millions more files than other sections. It's a little bit of a challenge there. So how the heck did we get this thing done? Our pipeline consisted of 3 main pieces, Axiom, GitLab, and Terraform. Particularly want to shout out our SRE team for Axiom. This is our internal cloud automation tool that really propelled the whole project. These guys are the best. So here's what it looked like. We had our NFS on-prem talking to multiple agents, and we played around a little bit with kind of our implementation of those agents, different hardware, different network and such, to get this thing dialed in appropriately for the size of the tasks at hand. And our agents and our data sync had all of the resources declared in Terraform. So Terraform was declaring our agents, our NFS locations, and our destination locations in S3, as well as all of the task creation. And then once those objects hit the bucket, we were life cycling them initially, and it was a cute little conversation that came up. We were like, hey, you know what would be great is if there was a way to put these directly into other storage classes. And so that conversation was had when we started this project, and I'm happy to see that that is now a reality. And then once our lifecycle policy was run, we were moving objects to Amazon Glacier Deep Archive after 24 hours.